All right, so what equipment do we use at our studios? So I've done hundreds of video interviews, and if you look 5 years ago when I started doing video work, pretty much, the video quality was not very good. The audio quality was not very good. I feel like it's improved. I'm sure it could be better than it is. Um, but I've learned how to use the camera a little bit better just from hundreds of trial and error where things go wrong and I have to figure out a way to avoid it and stuff like that. So currently the setup we use that I absolutely love, and it's super affordable, is our camera is a Panasonic Lumix GH4. You can buy the international version on Amazon for about $1,000 or $900. If you look in the link in the description of this video, I'll link to it and you can check that out. Then we just have lights. You know, you can get a cheap like $50 3-light system on Amazon, like a Limo Studio or a Cowboy Studio. Or there's another one, like this one I have right here. These two lights are kind of like these box lights that kind of diffuse the light. And I think they cost about $70 for both lights on Amazon. In our other studio next door, we have these LED light panels where you can turn up and adjust the brightness of yellow light and white light. And that costs about $200 per panel. They both work great. This one puts off more heat than the LED lights and takes more energy, but either work great in my opinion. And let's see, for our microphone, I've tested a few different microphones over the years, lavalier or lapel mics. The current mic I'm using right now to talk with you is called a Giant Squid Audiolabs microphone. It costs about $50 on Amazon, and I like it. It's a pretty sensitive microphone, meaning that if I blow on it or hit it, or if I have long hair and it rubs up against it, it will pick it up. But for the price point, I think it captures a lot of the voice, doesn't have a lot of like background hiss noise, and yeah. I was going to mention about the Panasonic camera. I really like this camera. I used to have a Canon camera, a T2i. I had that for about a year or two and did lots of interviews with it. And then I upgraded to the GH4. I love this GH4 camera. It, as far as I know, it can record for unlimited time. As long as your battery life lasts, it can record. So it could record for like 3 hours at a time. And as long as you have enough room on your SD card. We often shoot video in 4K or 1080. And we'll often record for well over an hour at a time. And I don't think it's ever crashed on me as long as I format the SD card when I put it in. The SD card, I don't think it really matters what SD card you use as long as it is fast enough. As long as the read-write speed is fast enough to handle 4K or 1080 if you're shooting in 4K or 1080. Yeah, I think like class 10 is fast enough. But yeah. I have an extension cable that costs, I think, like $12 on Amazon. And that plugs directly into the camera and directly from the mic that I have on. Tripod, you can use pretty much any tripod you want to. Some are heavier and more sturdy, less prone to get knocked over or break. Others are more flimsy and more portable and small. I don't think it really matters. The Panasonic camera really isn't that heavy. So unless it's going to be in a high trafficked area and you're not there to kind of make sure the camera doesn't fall over while it's recording, then it's probably not a big deal what you use for a tripod. Behind me is a green screen. I'm actually going to talk in a different video why I decided to use a green screen versus an infinite white screen or a different type of screen. I've done a lot of thinking about this, and I'm not, I might be wrong in my decision, but for now, I feel really good about the idea of using a green screen, and I'll explain why in a later video. All in all, between the SD cards, the batteries, the camera, the tripod, the lights, the green screen, I'd say the whole entire setup costs about $2,000. To me, that's very affordable. I mean, we don't have a lot of money, but I mean, compared to what high quality video cameras used to cost, you know, thousands of dollars just for the camera or tens of thousands of dollars. And this camera, if you record it and play it back in 4K, it can have an extremely sharp image. If you know how to use the settings, you can make it look really nice. You know, you'll want to adjust the white balance, also the exposure, how much light, how bright the image is and so forth, and play around with that, see what settings you like. But so anyway, and then for editing software, I've been using Final Cut Pro X, which I love. It's able to do everything that I've wanted to do with it. You just have to know where to look in the program to be able to edit all of the colors and all of the settings. But it's really has a really nice user interface, really simple and not overwhelming interface. And I believe it exports video a little bit faster than other programs like Adobe Premiere. Anyway, so that's kind of the equipment that we use and the software we use. I'll include links in the description of this video that you can check out on YouTube. If you click on those links, there'll be affiliate links, which means that it will link to the product that we have. And if you make a purchase through that link, we'll get a small commission, but it won't cost you any more money. It will just give us a little kickback from Amazon, which will help support our service. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful for those who are curious what equipment we use.